stunner of the day is Vanderbilt beating Alabama on the field. Before I get to the football, I just would like to say, to those folks that were carrying the goalposts down Broadway and dumped it in the Cumberland River, well done. I tip my cap. I'm not wearing a cap, but there you go. Up until this point, and the real ones know, the high water mark to me for Vanderbilt celebrations, those of you that know. If I say Fidel Rocky Top, you're laughing out loud. Because there's a video when they beat Tennessee of the Fidel House playing a banjo picking version of Rocky Top. And there are people doing a hoedown in the front yard, including a dude on a broken leg. I think I'm loopy because I've been watching football for a dozen hours. I'm also just laughing because it's funny. Just keep listening to the podcast, but later make a note, a mental note or an actual note. Watch the video of Vanderbilt trolling the Tennessee fans leaving Nashville doing Rocky Top. You beat it tonight. You topped it. You threw goalposts in a river after you beat number one for the first time ever. And here is the thing. Diego Pavia, on a field with Heisman Trophy candidates, was the best player in the field. Now, I know. Receiver for Bama, pretty good. He's 17. Ryan Williams, pretty good. But Diego Pavia today, Alabama couldn't get him off the field. And that's the truth. They could not get him off the field. He accounted for 300 yards plus. Vanderbilt possessed the ball for 42 minutes because Bama's defense couldn't get him off the field. That's not a sentence that's ever been said out loud. Not never. They couldn't. They couldn't get Pavia off the field. He dropped a bunch of F-bombs and whatever afterwards on TV. No one cares anymore. People cuss. He was happy. He had a ton of his family there. It was an electrifying scene for them to get the ball back. And it looked like the Bama script and the Miami script felt very similar. Miami just was able to do what Bama wasn't. Because Miami was able to get off the field, targeting, no targeting, got the ball, and their quarterback, their Heisman guy, Cam Ward, did Heisman shit. Touchdown, play the fight song, we win. After Bama runs a trick play, flips it to Williams, they scored so fast. That's why part of the reason why their time of possession, like Bama would get it and score like that. But every time that they would get to the point where it felt like Vanderbilt might crumble, they never did. That's the most impressive thing to me about this win. You've heard me say through the years, I get sick of saying the same stuff all the time, but I've done this 20-something years, and it's just, when I see this, I'm going to say it every time. It was an upset, but it wasn't an accident. Because it's a massive upset. They're 22-point underdog. So it's an upset. But it wasn't a fluke. There's one deflection, Milroe throws it gets popped up in the air, and it's a pick six and puts Vanderbilt up 14. Is that fluky? A little? That's football. They made a play. They had a strip sack. But Pavia just got first downs when it mattered. They couldn't get him off the field. You saw Bama was furious. They're like, this doesn't make any sense. Coach Saban said the only easy place to win is there. And he's been right. Like, you can troll him. But half the stadium's always the road team. It was when Virginia Tech came in this year and you beat them. It was when Bama came in and you beat them. Like, that's just what it is. You're a small school. So when you storm the field, it doesn't look like what it looked like in Washington today or what it looked like in Arkansas today. But you guys were awesome. It was just an incredible football game. And all the scenes of Broadway, dumping the goalposts. It was that's the one of all of these that makes the least sense. just because historically there's no precedent for it. Vanderbilt's never done it. They've forever been the punchline. And today they weren't. And as a program, they're not. Like, this is the kind of thing that is a step forward. They're not in the same weight class week in and week out, but they're also not the punchline that they were. And all credit to them for that.